Now, so all right then. I cannot talk. Our next topic was also at the Sega press conference they held this past Friday, and that announcement was.
Is it the Sonic the Hedgehog Pumas?
No. Wait, is that a real thing? Wait, what?
Oh, yeah, it's a real thing.
Oh, okay.
They were
Oh,
actually they
right.
were actually kind of they were sneak peeked at like a Sonic thing, a Sonic like stream, but they were leaked yesterday,
Mhm.
and apparently they're all blue and they have like weird fur on the sides for like the head. It's weird. It doesn't matter. I was making a joke.
Right. Well, they also announced that they're gonna have the Sega Mega Drive Mini, which is very much the same as the NES Classic, the Super NES Classic that Nintendo has released in the past few years. So Sega decided, like, hey, we'll do the same thing. Not much details were announced in terms like how much it is, as far as like what games are going to be on the mini. But it is happening.
I can guarantee you, Sonic.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a safe bet. I think it's a pretty safe bet that Sonic will be. Let me read the article actually real quick. This is from Silicon Era, written by Jetty. Sega Mega Mini Drive announced. Sega has announced a micro console along the lines of the NES Classic Edition and Super NES Classic Edition at Sega Fest 2018. It is developing a Mega Drive Mini. I think it might have. Oh, it is developing a. Okay, yeah, some weird word in here. This in development system will celebrate 30th anniversary of the system and will be released in 2018. Oh, this year. So when plugged into a TV, it will let people play as yet unnamed Sega Genesis games. Okay, so it's a plug and play. Okay. Isn't that the same case for NES Classic? Or
Yeah, it's plug and play. It just has a HDMI output slash in or output, and then you plug that into the TV.
Okay,
And then you put an outlet into it. It's plug and play.
gotcha. Okay, so it's coming out this year, which means that the games for it would have to be announced. Depends on when they're releasing it. My guess is got to be a holiday.
I'm really surprised they didn't release a list of games that they're going to put on it. But
I,
then again, they probably just like they're the work on it was recent. Is my guess.
right. I think that. Sorry, I'm talking away from the mic. That.
Hey guys, did you want to talk about a thing over here?
So I think that I think here's the thing I think is gonna happen. I think that again E3 is coming up, so a lot of this stuff I'm talking now probably show up at E3. My thing is I think what they're gonna do is Sega's going to release a trailer at E3 showcasing what games are going to be on the mini, and along with the date of when exactly it's going to be released. And I'm gonna say it's going to be a holiday, like near Christmas time.
Why? Let me ask you a question. Sega has enough pull and room to do their own press conference. So why not?
Having their own press conference at E3.
Yeah.
Right now they have enough pull. Prior, they didn't really have that much pull to begin with. But as of like the last 2-3 years, yes, they can. They could do it. Maybe. I mean, my gut is saying still E3, and they could definitely do their own thing and say not E3 and like have this whole press conference or just show a trailer out in whatever time span. I would say
it just seems bizarre that they wouldn't do a press conference. I mean, they have franchises that they're going to be making coming out with. We got Shenmue, we got the Sega. Like they just had a press conference with a bunch of shit that they were going to make and come out with. Why not do that at E3? I don't get it, but then again, it might just be because E3's not like popular enough anymore. Maybe it's because Sega's not popular. I don't know, but
it's a weird time because Sega's in a pretty good light right now because of recent games of Sonic Mania, and other games that haven't done well for them as of late. So they're in a
Yeah,
positive
and
light
Forces
right now.
wasn't totally a disaster.
Yeah, yeah. Ha 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 ha. So yeah, like it's. Oh, it's right, and it's right. They're part of Atlas too. So like they're definitely like they're in the like the good positives of limelight.
I feel like they're popular enough to have an E3 conference of their own.
Yeah, so they could definitely do that.
Persona, I've never heard of that game. Is that a good one, Blair?
Yeah. It definitely can. Like, will they? I don't know. I've never seen. I mean, at least in my older adult life, I've never seen Sega in this positive like look right now because they've been like crap for so long.
I'll tell you this right now, Anthony. Like straight up.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know how you make a lot of people happy with your Sega Mega Drive Mini?
Mm-hmm.
First off, in America here, call it Sega Genesis Mini. Secondly,
yeah, sure.
Secondly, supply and demand that shit.
Yeah. Oh shit, you're right. Are they gonna do the same thing as Nintendo? That's my
No, absolutely not. I can fuck it straight. I can tell you right now, they will not short order that. There's two things about Sega that I really appreciate. They know their fan base. They know their customers. They know their customers well enough to the point where, like, let's talk about Sonic, for example. Sonic fans are powerful, right?
Yeah.
But they're also kind of very apologetic for Sonic. And Sega Forces and Sega Mania was not made for anybody else but Sonic fans. Now, Sonic Mania is a good game, and I think if you were to play that game outside of being a Sonic fan, you'd enjoy yourself. But Sonic Forces, like, when I was playing it, I was like, man, if I was a hardcore Sonic fan, this would be the shit. But as a not hardcore Sonic fan, I was like, it's okay. And so that's what I'm kind of getting at. They know their fan base. They know that the nostalgia for Sega games is strong. And if they can pull this off and not short order it and make sure that every Sega fan gets one, even like subpar Sega fans, like if they get one, like dude, they'll make a lot of goddamn money off of that.
They would. It's funny to bring it back up, but it's what Sega can, what Nintendo don't.
It's Genesis does what Nintendo don't. That's the phrase.
Oh, my bad.
Get it right or pay the price. Camp on a one.
So that brings me to the next question: is what games do you think will be on the Sega Genesis Mini, other than the fact that Sonic is a lot?
1 through 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic Spinball, Altered Beast, Comic Zone. I'm looking at a list now because I can't remember anymore. Gunstar Heroes for sure.
Yes, that's a lot.
Streets of Rage, Kid Chameleon, Rise Star, Echo the Dolphin 1 and 2.
Oh fuck, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be good.
One of the Fantasy Stars, for Christ's sake, like any of them.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Let's see what else. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which is basically just Puyo Puyo Pop.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
They could put Michael Jackson's Moonwalker on there, but
that would be hilarious. But there's no way in hell that's happening.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, Toe Jam and Earl.
Definitely.
There's a game that they make called Beyond Oasis. Is that theirs? I don't know. Anyway, I guess because I'm looking at games that were on the Genesis, but I'm making sure that they're owned by Sega and not some other company. And it's getting less and less on here. Like I'm like, oh, I don't know what's
right. I wonder, like, but then they could reach out to some other company to say like, hey, it's okay to put this game on a Sega Mini or on Sega Genesis, because like
it's true because the Sega or the Super Nintendo one has games on there that are not Nintendo.
Right. Yeah. Right. So it could definitely expand outwards. And I'm thinking the first thing I'm thinking of, because like I felt like out of the consoles, like the Sega Genesis I think was the best looking and the best version for Mortal Kombat 2 and 3. Because
I don't think Mortal Kombat will be on there. I absolutely do not think Mortal Kombat will be on there. There's a reason I say that, and that's because it's an argument that whether you played that on the Genesis or the Super Nintendo, it was basically the same game.
Oh, well, yeah, yeah, it's true. The only difference is like I think that Super Nintendo had like gray blood, and Genesis I think was like fine. Was it red or was it green? I can't remember if it was either or.
It was red. It was red on Super Nintendo, but you had to put the code in.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, blood, that was it. Oh, okay, all right, I get to know.
It was really the difference.
Okay. All right.
So we have Contra Hardcore.
Oh, fuck
which
yes. God, I love
that could definitely be on there, but they'd have to get Konami's, okay on that.
Mm-hmm.
Rocket Knight Adventures, which is a fantastic game. Mickey's World of Illusion.
Oh god, yes, the Mickey Roll game is so good. Yes.
Castlevania Bloodlines.
Okay, I mean, hey, I'm down for a Castlevania game on it, sure.
Ooh, it's a top-down gun game called Herzog Zwei. Pretty good. Oh my god, Hyperstone Heist, the TMNT game. I was so mad that I couldn't play that game because I had a Super Nintendo, not a Genesis.
Right. Okay.
X-Men 2 Clone Wars. Boy, I don't know that any of these are good.
What if they put? Was it? No, that was not until the Tower Power, where you could put Doom on it. But it'd be hilarious if it was one of the choices on there. It's like, hey, can you play Doom on it? It's like, oh, cool.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot. There's probably some games that we can't like find on here that are like super obscure that they could slap on there. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that they have to. Here's the thing they have to keep in mind. So, and I'm sure Sega will do a fine job with it, but Nintendo did a really good job with it with their two consoles. And there was a Sega Mini Drive / Genesis thing that came out not too long ago that had like 72 games on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was not made by Sega. It was not sanctioned by Sega. I don't think it was. But when people bought it and hooked it up to their high-def TV, like, it wouldn't work. Like, it looked like garbage. And, so yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's the Sega Genesis Flashback. And it has 85 games. And, yeah, like, it got just destroyed online because, like, it wouldn't, what's the term? It wouldn't scale correctly.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And so as long as they get that down, as long as they fix that problem, you'll have no problems.
Cool. Awesome. I'm excited. I want to see what happens with the Sega Genesis and see how much that's going to go for. It's come out this year, so we'll find out probably more closer to. I want to say my guess is still. I still think it's going to be a trailer at E3 and then it's coming out this holiday. That's my guess when it comes to this.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming out this holiday regardless, but I'm curious if it will be at E3 or like right before E3.
Right. Definitely. All right. So moving on to our next topic. Hopping on the wheel